What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news, and before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, we got a lot of first looks in this video and a lot of stuff to go over. Now, as for some of the highlights, we have a first look at the Air Jordan 4 and the Air Jordan 3 Rare Air. As well, we have a new Air Jordan 4 added to the long list of 2025 releases, and of course there's a lot more from Jordan Brand. Also in this video is a lot from Nike. And now let's jump into the news. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was some information that came out that Drake would have more colorways of his Nike Air Force 1 Low Certified Lover Boy, and one of those colorways is known as Cobalt Tint. Now, I believe it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before, we received a first look at that shoe. Now, basically, the pair resembles the first release, but this pair comes dressed in a very light shade of blue. Now, it also features Love You Forever across the midsole, and the midsole has an icy translucent finish, which is also used across the rubber outsole. We only have 2 images at the time of recording, so on the heel of the shoe, you can also see Nocta's Trident logo. In the upper, I will say that it looks decent, I guess. It's just really hard to tell off these first looks. But yeah, it's constructed with leather, so it's pretty much like the first pair, and it also looks like on the outsole it will feature hearts. Now, the official colorway is white, cobalt tint, and metallic silver. And as for a release date, unfortunately, we don't have one, but spring 2025 is when they're expected to drop, and the retail price will be $160. Quick heads up on the Patta Nike Air Max 1 Chlorophyll 20th anniversary. Now, we do have a slight release date change. Initially, they were expected to debut on September 14th, but now they're going to drop on September 13th, and this will be at Patta. Now, it isn't known at the time of recording if this pair will drop on the Sneakers app. However, we do have the official photos, as you can see here, so it is likely that we eventually see them drop on the Sneakers app. I just doubt that it's going to be on the 13th. I think that will be reserved for Patta, and then shortly after that, we'll see a drop take place on the Sneakers app. Now, these are very nice in my opinion. There's going to be some hype for them. More than likely, they will be hard to obtain. Now, I do hope that more boutiques will have them, especially in the US, because I want to try to get a pair, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. But like I mentioned, September 13th is when they're going to drop in Patta, and the retail price will be $160. Another quick heads up, this time it's going to be on the Verdy Nike SB Dunk Low Visty, as well as the Verdy Nike SB Air Max Ishod Visty. Now, originally both pairs were expected to debut on September 19th, but they have recently popped up on the Sneakers app, and the official release date for both of them is September 20th. Now, I'm going to assume that they're going to drop at skate shops before the 20th, although I don't have a specific release date for skate shops. But yeah, I should have that details soon. Maybe I'll put something on the screen if I could find out. And the retail price for the SB Dunk Low is $130, while the SB Air Max Ishod will cost $110. We have new images of the Nike Kobe 6 Protro Cell. Now, this actually might be the All-Star 2.0 pair that I talked about months and months back. However, the color scheme of this shoe matches up with the pair that's known as simply Cell. Now, this colorway is Cell, Black, Light Bone, White, and Platinum Violet. And the colorway on the All-Star 2.0 is Light Khaki, Black, Desert Khaki, Cell, Alabaster, and Gum Light Brown. Now, before giving this information, I stated that I didn't know how either of the two were going to look, so all I did was put out mock-ups, but from Nike, the Light Khaki pair was labeled All-Star 2.0, and the Cell pair, which is shown, didn't have a label for it, just had the colorway and additional details. But I will say that the colorway on what's being called the Cell pair matches up to the color description. I don't see Light Khaki or Gum Light Brown, and even on the liner, that's more of a violet hue. So I'm not sure if they switched some things internally with Nike. But yeah, these could also be called All-Star 2.0, and the overall theme of them kind of does remind me of an All-Star shoe. I mean, we have stars throughout. There were some athletes wearing a pair that resembled this shoe during the NBA All-Star game in 2024. or I should say earlier this year. So for now, I'm going to call them sell until I have some concrete information that the name has been changed and this is the All-Star pair. So we'd be calling them All-Star 2.0. But more importantly, with all this information, we do have more images, which of course I wanted to share because before we only had, I think, 1 or 2 photos and they really weren't that great. But for those that want to buy this shoe, they're going to drop on February 13th and the retail price will be $190. Alright, so throughout this video, we're going to talk about a lot of 2025 info, and to officially kick things off, yesterday I announced that the Nike Air Max Uptempo Lakers would be returning in 2025, specifically during the summer. Now, this pair, along with the purple pair, they're both kind of known as Lakers, and they were worn by Derek Fisher back during the 2002-2003 NBA season. There were PEs for him, but I believe that this colorway for the first time released in 2019. I tried to find the older pair somewhere, and I just couldn't find one from the early 2000s. I did see one website have a pair that said 2003, and they were selling them. Now, I'm not sure if that was a PE version for Derek Fisher or a retail pair. I just don't remember. So if anybody who is knowledgeable about this can inform me down in the comment section below, I greatly would appreciate that. So as of now, all I know is 2019. In 2025, I did see the shoes. They will look like the 2019 pair. Also, they're doing a Bulls vs. Lakers pack. I'm going to make an official announcement soon. I believe it already leaked, but I saw the Bulls pair. It's just like the OG. Now, we're seeing a lot more releases of the Nike Air Max Uptempo because in 2025, that will be its 30th anniversary. Now, I'm sure you guys already know this, but the images that you're looking at is of the 2019 pair. And as for a release date, like I mentioned, summer 2025, and the retail price will be $160. So they're going to go up $10. When they last dropped, I believe it was $150. Several months ago, I talked about the upcoming Nike Kobe 5 Protro Eggplant. Now, at that time, I didn't know how they were going to look. I made sure to mention that. I did a mock-up along with Z Sneakerhead Z. All we had was the time frame, the colorway, the style code, and the retail price. No additional information other than that. Now, a couple days ago, we received a first look, and it looks like Nike Basketball is releasing a Year of the Mamba pack. So a couple months back, it was announced that a pair in red, specifically known as University Red, would be released, known as Year of the Mamba. But there's a second pair, which is known as Eggplant and is shown here. So the official colorway on these is Eggplant, black, and metallic gold. Now, as you can see, we have purple on the base, black on the swoosh, as well as around the heels. Now, the highlight of the shoe, depending on how you look at it, is a snake which intertwines with the swoosh logo. That's done in gold. We also have gold on the Kobe Shield logo, black on the midsole, and an icy blue translucent outsole. So we only have a few photos, and I'm not gonna lie, I wish that what was releasing was the mock-up. I'm not a huge fan of the snake on the shoes. I get what they're trying to do, and I think that's cool. I don't know, I don't think it's executed greatly, in my opinion. Now, in my opinion, what would have been dope is if they somehow incorporated the swoosh as the snake. I think that would have been really dope, but that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on these down below, and as for a release date, they're set to drop on February 8th, and the retail price is $190. I finally got a mock-up done of these, and I say finally because I heard about these shoes several months ago when I announced the Nike LeBron 21 Prime 96. But also releasing alongside the shoe, well, around the same time, we had the Nike LeBron 21 Prime 93. So this is a mock-up, and you can expect something very, very similar to this to release. Now, of course, things could change. I did see the shoes, and basically what we have is a fusion of the Nike LeBron 21 and the Diamond Turf 93. So the Diamond Turf 93 is linked to Deion Sanders, of course. And what they're doing is they're taking the upper from the Nike Air DT 93 and placing it on the midsole of the LeBron 21. Now, the specific colorway used is known as Atlanta Falcons. I know initially when I called them 49ers months and months ago, a lot of people were upset, rightfully so, because I did find the photo of Deion wearing them while playing for the Falcons. For the 49er fans watching, you could still wear them with your gear. No one's stopping you. But yes, the official nickname should be and is Atlanta Falcons. Now, they will have a strap as well as gold mesh on the netting. Now, on a side note, the Air Diamond Turf 93 in the Atlanta Falcons colorway will also be returning in 2025. Now, what I 100% couldn't make out on the shoe is the branding on the heel, but what it looks like is sort of like a stickman doing a stiff arm. But other than that, aside from slight slopes here and there, this is what you can expect to hit retailers in summer 2025. Now, I've been seeing a lot of mixed opinions about them. Some are loving them, some are hating them. I think they're decent, and I can definitely see them growing on me. But what I think is cooler is that they're bringing two pairs together to form this, two different athletes from two different sports and two different eras. I feel like they should do stuff like this more, whether or not you like this pair. And it doesn't even have to be with LeBron and Dion. It could be with Barry Sanders and Kevin Durant. That's just an example. But the official colorway on this one is black, white, fire red, and metallic gold. And like I mentioned, summer 2025 is when they're expected to release. And the retail price will be $180. In this video, we have a first look at the entire Rare Air collection from Jordan brand, and the first pair I'm going to talk about is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Rare Air Cinnabar. Now, this will be a women's exclusive release, and you might remember that there was a mock-up put out several months back, and that mock-up is pretty close to what's releasing. So our first look is not a good one by any means, and I was kind of hoping that we would eventually see a better look by the time I started recording this video, but that isn't going to be the case. Now, the biggest difference between the mock-up and what's releasing would be the materials used. So on the swoosh and ankle, we have suede, and it looks pretty rough. Other than that, we have cell leather across the entire upper, along with light bone detailing. Now, Cinnabar is like a light shade of red, and that's used on the Wings logo on the ankle. As you can see, it comes with two sets of laces. We have cell and Cinnabar, and then the tongue label, you can only see the inside of it and just slightly. That will be blue. So again, not our best first look, but it serves as, I guess, a preview. I'm sure we're going to see more images very, very soon. And as for a release date, this pair is expected to drop on January 18th, and the retail price will be $180. We have a couple new release dates for some upcoming shoes this holiday season, and one of those is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Satin Shadow. Now, for those that don't know, this is a women's exclusive release, and initially, this pair was scheduled to debut on October 24th. However, they have been pushed forward, and they will now drop on October 5th. The retail price will be $180. More than likely, if you like these, I would be patient. They're going to go on sale. Another shoe that recently received a new release date is the Air Jordan 4 Orchid. Now, originally this pair was supposed to debut on October 5th, but you guys probably noticed that now the Satin Shadow Air Jordan 1 High OG is dropping on that day. So these have been delayed, and the new release date is October 26th. So not the same day as the Satin Shadows, the previous release date, but 2 days after. And for those that don't know, this is a women's exclusive release, but there's a lot of hype for them. These more than likely will sell out, and the retail price will be $215. Official images popped up for several shoes, and one of those is the Air Jordan 11 Legend Blue. Now, more than likely, when we do have official images coming out so soon, eventually there's going to be a shock drop, and it makes sense, at least for the Air Jordan 11. Typically, they have a ton of pairs. They're going to build the hype, so they're going to shock drop them. Again, this isn't confirmed, but more than likely it will happen. Now, in some cases, we see official images of shoes that aren't supposed to release until months later, and what happens in that case is usually a release date does change. But the initial photos, they're scheduled to be loaded on a certain time, and that doesn't change. So we'll see the official images months and months in advance, but no shock drop. But yeah, this is the Christmas time Air Jordan 11 release. I know a lot of people do like them. Initially, people were a little bit upset, probably their least favorite OG colorway. They do tend to yellow over time, so that is a bit of a drawback, but this is a classic pair. It's very clean. It's dope in my opinion. I'm a fan of them. They're an OG, so it's something I do plan on going after. I think Jordan Brand did these shoes very, very wrong in 2014. The shape, the materials used, the color placement, it was all off. Now, if you own them and you like them, that's cool. But in my opinion, I think the 2024 version is one of the better versions. Now, of course, it's not going to top the OG pair, and personally, I like the overall shape of the 2001 version. Either way, I'm not complaining. I like the shoes, and it seems that a lot of people are now on board with picking them up. And as for a release date, they are scheduled to drop on December 14th, and the retail price in adult sizing is $230. Now, of course, they are going to drop in full family sizing. It's just I don't have the retail price breakdown for grade school and below just yet, but I'll have that in the next video I talk about them in. Slowly, we're going to get more fall 2025 Jordan Brand releases, at least the info. In some cases, we're going to get accurate mock-ups as well as accurate descriptions. And one of the upcoming pairs will be a new Air Jordan 4 Denim. Now, specifically, this is known as the Air Jordan 4 Denim Worn Blue. And the colorway features cell, gum light brown, worn blue, cell, and metallic gold. Now, what you're looking at is a mock-up. However, from what I was told, this is an accurate mock-up of what's releasing. Now, I haven't seen them yet. And like always, things could change on Jordan Brand side, but this is what's expected to drop in fall 2025. So the shoes will come constructed with denim materials throughout. We'll have a lighter shade of denim used on the upper, and then the mudguard and eye stays will feature like a true blue denim. Definitely an interesting look. I'm not sure if I like them or not just yet. And instead of mesh on the tongue and panels, it will also use denim. Maybe it would look a lot better if it was denim on the backdrop and then a mesh overlay. Again, this is just my opinion and I'm speculating here. Now, they will feature the Jumpman logo on the tongue and heels, and they'll come with the lace dubre. Now, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but you can see a little bit in this mock-up, it features metallic gold. Now, other than that, we'll have cell on the midsole and most of the outsole, which will also feature hits of gum medium brown. Now, Jordan Brand has a lot of plans for the Air Jordan 4 in 2025, and let me know your thoughts on this shoe down below. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date, but like I mentioned, fall 2025, and the retail price will be $215. So Complex put out a short video of a new upcoming Air Jordan 1 High OG, and a lot of people instantly thought it was another collaboration with Who Decides War. Now, for those who don't know, Who Decides War is dropping a collab, but it'll be on the Jordan Flight Court. Now, I believe I showcased that shoe in my previous video. So a lot of people thought this was another collaboration, but it's not. Now, this pair was spotted at the Who Decides War show that recently took place, along with several other Rare Air pairs, but this will actually be the Air Jordan 1 High OG Rare Air Deep Royal Blue. Now, there is a big difference. Who Decides War did customize this pair, so if you look at this video, which will be looped, there's going to be a unique pattern on the toe box and panels. That will be white on the retail pair. Other than that, the shoes are on point to the mock-up. Now, a mock-up did go out several months ago of the shoes, and the official colorway is white, black, neutral gray, deep royal blue, and muslin. So, just wanted to give you a heads up, this is not another collaboration with Who Decides War. This is part of the Rare Air series, and it also gives us a first look, kind of a first look, just it's customized. Now, if you want to buy the Air Jordan 1 High OG Rare Air in deep royal blue, that pair is currently scheduled to debut on February 1st. And the retail price will be $180. Now, as I continue to go over pairs from the Rare Air series, we're slowly getting better pairs. The first pair I showed was the Jordan 1 High OG Cinnabar. The second was the Deep Royal Blue, which was just in the previous clip. And now the third is the Air Jordan 3 Rare Air, which we also saw a first look of. So again, this is spot on to the mock-up that I put out months and months back. And it even has a shot of the right heel. So for some reason, I don't know the story behind it yet, the Nike Air will be backwards on the right heel. Other than that, we have black leather up top. It looks like we have suede where the elephant print would be around the toe and heel. Also in this photo, it looks like The height of the overlay where the elephant print would be around the toe is slimmer. The tongue also looks to have suede. We have a red Jumpman on the tongue. Red also hits the Nike Air on the heels. And it looks like it comes with blue and white laces. So up front we have blue, and then in the back you can kind of see it's laced up in white. It also looks like we have blue on the ankle, which features nubuck, I believe. It looks like it. And then we have an aged midsole and a gray rubber outsole. I'm not going to lie, I like the colorway on these. I like these a lot. And speaking of the colorway, it's officially black, chili red, neutral gray, military blue, and coconut milk. Now for this pair, we have an expected release date of April 12th. Now it's very possible it could get delayed, and the retail price will be $215. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. In the last pair part of the Rare Air series, at least for now, Jordan Brand may add more on to the series later on in 2025. We have the Air Jordan 4, and we also received a first look at this shoe. Now the color blocking is on point with the mock-up I put out months ago, pretty much exactly like the mock-up. Now, this pair will feature removable patches on the tongue. It looks like we're going to have several different options though. Now when I saw the shoes, I did not see the patches. I saw the generic one, which is featured in the original mock-up. And I'm not sure the exact material, but for those who own the Tour Yellow Air Jordan 4, it was kind of like that. Now, one of the tongue patches appears to be rubber, and that will feature the Jumpman and Air branding. The other one will come in red and black with the number 23, and it looks like the red is made of chenille. Now, in my opinion, these are super clean. You can kind of see that the Nike Air is placed on the heels. A little bit of an aged midsole around the Air unit. Now, some of you might remember this when I initially talked about this shoe. 25% of the stock is expected to have gold lettering under the tongue patches. Now, hopefully that's still true. Again, Jordan Brand can change whatever, whenever they want. I can't really make out what's on the tongue on the left shoe, which is on the right side. It should be Jordan and Rare Air. And I'm going to assume this isn't the pair with gold lettering. It looks black in this photo. And honestly, I'm good with gold or black, whichever. I think the overall shoe looks dope. Of course, if you get the pair with gold, that's going to be the money pair. People are going to want that. And those will be reselling for a lot more. But overall, in my opinion, I'm cool with whatever. Now, the official colorway is black, fire red, deep royal blue, dark smoke gray, and tech gray. And they're currently scheduled to drop on February 15th, although the release date could change. And the retail price is $215. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. As well, if we're ranking all of the Rare Air pairs that are dropping in 2025, where do you rank them all? For me, it's going to be number 1, the Air Jordan 4, number 2, the Air Jordan 3, number 3 will be the Air Jordan 1 High OG in deep royal blue, and then the third will be the Cinnabar pair. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now this week, we got at least one more long form video, maybe 2 more. I'm hoping 2. It really just depends on the information that I'm supposed to get in. And then, of course, I'm going to drop multiple shorts this week in between. Now, getting back to this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.